You've seen the film. You were telling me kind of back off. It's Star Wars. Come on, we all have fun with it. Don't be so serious. You just walked in. I said, what's your review? I haven't seen it. I've read the online spoiler. It's like 50 pages long, you know, blow by blow, which I've talked to you and others now. That is accurate. It looks like feminist propaganda to get them in the military right as the Pentagon announces that. But you're saying it's even worse than that. In your own words, you just told me that it's a horrible movie, maybe worse than The Phantom Menace, maybe worse than Jar Jar Binks, that Jar Jar Binks may be the screenwriter on this Disney leaving that was Star Wars. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly right. And I had that same feeling. I remember back in like '99 when Phantom Menace came out and you're watching Jar Jar Binks and it's just giving me that horrible feeling.
Oh, me liking me from Caribbean?
Yeah. And then I'm watching this movie and it feels like, okay, this is how a Star Wars movie is. We have Millennium Falcon and we have lightsaber, but nothing made sense in the movie. It's like all of a sudden they have the lightsaber and then everybody who touches the lightsaber is just a awesome lightsaber warrior. Even though they've never held a lightsaber, they're suddenly able to defend themselves.
It's like super dumbed down.
Ridiculous. Yeah, it's like, well, now that the lightsaber's here, everybody's a
because, I mean, Star Wars, the original, is an excellent film, evergreen, archetypal, you know, designed to bring back, you know, these epic space operas, meets Knights of the Round Table. They admit that was the plan. Darth Vader, Dark Father, the whole nine yards. The Emperor's great. Empire Strikes Back's great. Sure, we know Return of the Jedi. They had a plan to sell $5 billion worth of teddy bears. That failed. I mean, really, it is exploitive. There's nothing wrong with making money, but you ought to put some good art out that then makes money. Yeah. You know, the art comes first. No, I mean, it is exploitive. It is a joke. It is anti-gun. But please continue.
Well, you know, the effects were great. Other than that, it was just, I'm watching the script and the story, the bad jokes, bad joke after, at least the jokes in all the other movies were really good, especially Empire. Like,
and Harrison Ford does die.
Works great. Yeah,
he's killed by his moron son.
Right, exactly. Who's the worst villain, I think, of all time. You're looking at this guy like, this is the villain? I'm not afraid of this guy. And he's got this mask, but then he takes it off. He puts it on. He takes it off.
Of course,
make up your mind.
Well, that's about selling that toy.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's, of course,
make 3 times as many on toys. You what?
Of course, the villain's the evil white guy.
That's right, but all the heroes are women.
Yeah.
But also bad guys are women, too.
The women is, the main girl in there, Rey, I believe her name is a total badass. She can fix everything. She can beat guys up that are trying. She takes 2-on-1 with a staff and beats these guys.
But then meanwhile, guys are all sitting on the sitcom scratching their rear end. That's
a little bumbling. Yeah, they kind of bumble around a lot. And it's just, watching this, it just felt like they were going to show you old pieces. Like, here's Star Wars. See, look, remember this thing? This was in Star Wars.
Here's the good news about propaganda with all the propaganda placement. All these special interests come in. They pay for it. The Pentagon's involved, admittedly. And then nobody really cares about it and secretly sabotages it. And that's the word I've been given from Hollywood is they're able to get like a Captain America out, the last one, where it's really a good message.
Winter Soldier was really good.
Yeah. But that's under the radar. But it's good because the folks involved like it. Yeah. When they're told to put out propaganda, they just sabotage it.
I think so. I mean, because Star Wars, you look at
I've been told.
When those guys did that movie, they were barely funded. It was like ragtag. We're going to make the best movie we can. And then what they've come, 30 years later, I don't know what I just saw yesterday.
Now, I like Max von Sydow. He's a great actor.
He's dead within minutes. That's all I'll say. He's dead within minutes. They kill him. I mean, it's just like, why is he even in the movie? Why even bring a good actor like that in there? He's bam. So
I mean, Alec Guinness and Peter Cushing and all these great actors in the first Star Wars, and they just get worse and worse. Episode 3 is excellent. I mean, here's my order.
Because of the false flag.
Yeah. Star Wars, Episode 4, Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, and then Episode 3. Those are all excellent movies, other than the horrible, wimpy lead actors. Right. I mean, why do they get like this black stormtrooper? People go, oh, you don't like him because he's black. No, he has no gravitas.
He's really
just like that the white Darth Vader kid. What's that guy's name?
Yeah, the guy who played Anakin.
I mean, he just radiates, I'm a big wimp, you know?
Yeah, he did really bad casting in those areas. And the black stormtrooper guy, yeah, nothing against his color, but he just really wasn't a good, I didn't think he was.
But notice how we have to say that.
I know.
Obviously.
Oh, I know, yeah.
If it was Samuel L. Jackson, it'd be great. He can pull off a tough guy.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just a joke.
And you know, that whole thing was
by the way, Melissa Harris Perry says Darth Vader is black because it's racist.
Right. And then he becomes white after he accepts his kids. This whole weird sort of paradigm, like all black people do is abandon their children and run away. And the only reason they do it is because they're black, and they'll stay with their kids if they're white. That whole mind.
That's not even true. Darth Vader had his kids stolen.
Right, exactly.
And we see he's white in Empire Strikes Back. None of it's true.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's just,
Well, they've successfully absolutely ruined the Star Wars franchise for
Yeah, no, it's Disney is going to just destroy this, whatever it is. And now there's, coffee creamer. It's made just to sell stuff.
Yeah.
It is
I was about to say, I mean, I don't mind about marketing stuff, but you go to the store, everything's Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, this Target commercial where there's stormtroopers running around chasing after kids in giant presents.
Speak of the devil, can you guys cue it up? Stormtroopers, we'll do it after the break. R2-D2 accompany John Ernest to press briefing. So it's all this cutesy stuff. I mean, literally, John Ernest is like the PR guy for Palpatine, lying incessantly, super evil, hundreds of thousands dead Christians. They're committing real atrocities. He's the front man, but it's cute because R2-D2's here.
Right. Yeah, there he is. That's Bib Fortuna right there in the lead podium.
Dude. We're gonna go to break here in a moment, come back with some calls and cover more of this and cover serious issues. I want you guys to ride shotgun for the rest of the hour. But, Kit, I've been ranting. Your take on the film. You think it's wonderful?
No, absolutely not. Like he mentioned, it's just a bad movie in general. But, put it into perspective, when George Lucas wrote the first Star Wars film that came out in 1977, the Galactic Empire was like an allegory to the U.S. Empire at the time, post-Vietnam, taking people's rights, invading all these countries.
And by the way, he said that in interviews.
Yeah, exactly. And, of course, Revenge of the Sith in 2005, you got Emperor Palpatine pulling false flags attacks.
Lucas told the Cannes Films Festival, I wrote stories about it at the time. We played clips. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, so...
He just said this is based on 9/11.
Yeah. But now we got Disney running the show, the course globalist Disney. And then they have the remnant of the empire now is the First Order. But it reminded me more of ISIS because you had this, they're taking kids like the Black Stormtrooper guy. They took him as a child and they indoctrinated him and put him in the military and they're just destroying everything. Yeah. I mean, a real empire doesn't do that. A real empire doesn't go in and steal and destroy everything.
It goes in and sets up the infrastructure so you're controlled by it.
Yeah, so you have this First Order that's acting a lot like ISIS is doing today. Non-state actors that are just destroying everything, complete anti-individualism.
We'll do this. I want to spoil this piece of film.
Well, let's spoil it.
Because here's the deal. I wasn't going to spoil it until they had the Philadelphia police say, we'll arrest you. I got First Amendment. We have to exercise it or we're going to lose it.
Bad guy. There's a main bad guy that suddenly appears. He's a cartoon and he's, 30 feet tall. And I have no idea why he's even in this movie. There's like so many things in this movie, I have no idea why.
It's about larger amounts of toys.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It has nothing to do with a story or making something.
But see, the globalists admit they don't want any culture, any thinking, any beauty. Anything good is bad. Look at TV. Dumb it down. Dumb it down. But this is what's sick. They admit world culture more than anything now, other than Christianity, Islam, and Hinduism and Buddhism. The other biggest religion is basically Star Wars. And it was revolutionary in the late 1970s. And then you look at what they would do with it on purpose, because this director is good. He made some good Star Trek movies. That would be so horrible. It's meant to be like that, folks. They're dumbing the culture down to dumb the people down. Dumb the art down to dumb the people down. The CIA declassified that last year. We always knew it, that the sitcoms, bashing the men, ugly art, pushing it on people, paying for it with taxpayer money was meant to mess us up. And they've done it. Now, who runs our government? That's the big question. Now, Morgan is here, good friend of my son's, and, of course, a part of some of the TV shows here. Morgan, overall, said well, Morgan, tell us what you think, and then we'll get the plot from your father.
Well, the movie was okay, but, I mean, it was definitely not the best and wasn't the worst. But, yeah, I still like the originals a lot more. They're just not.
Which one is your favorite?
Empire Strikes Back. It's my favorite. Yeah.
You failed me for the last time, Admiral.
Yeah.
No disintegrations.
Yep.
You're free to use any means necessary, but I want them alive. No disintegrations.
So.
Most wants to know how you survived the carbonite freezing process.
Oh, yeah, the video we shot as a stunt Friday you guys put out so quickly. What is that titled? I don't have time to play it today. What is it titled? It's titled Group Leaks New Star Wars Movie Secrets. And I tell you, we really did that quick. It's a fun video, and then at the end we expose the plot of the movie and try to warn women of the plan to get them to be into chattel slavery, the draft as well. Kit Daniels been sitting there politely while I've been chattering. Give us the plot from your view.
Well, the plot to me is really... Like he said, I really don't even... It's so dumbed down that it doesn't have a coherent plot. So
it's like a Teletubby episode.
Yeah. I was talking to Rob Jacobson. He came to our cameraman. He came down with us to see the movie on Friday, and I was talking to him afterwards. It's like the movies now are so dumbed down. It's just Hollywood's a microcosm of society in general. It's just this complete idiocracy. I had the same problem when we saw the Interstellar movie last year, which that's Christopher Nolan movie, which was probably the closest that we've seen to a Kubrick film like in the past 5 years.
And people hated it.
Yeah, and it
was a really deep, powerful film.
Yeah, and it was just dumbed down, just like Star Wars movie. And to put it, and every time
it was dumbed down, but compared to this, it isn't dumbed down.
One other thing,
it was a good film.
It was a master's degree compared to Star Wars.
Yeah,
it was a little too long, but some of the the end, the last third is excellent.
I saw the intent, but it was just so dumbed down. It's like.
Well, I mean, plus it's when you know it's propaganda. They admit the order is have all the leading heroes be women.
Yeah.
I mean, then you're seeing it like have the order be the communist Chinese will distribute this in China if they help our space program because we're idiots. And then their heavy boosters blow up. We have to use Russian ones, and then they lie and say the Chinese.
Yeah, and I mean,
it's just all lies.
And speaking of propaganda, every time I report on how the mainstream media is, pushing propaganda, I get universal agreement. All of our readers and people that comment on YouTube agree with me. But when I point out that Hollywood's doing the same thing, like I get downvotes, I get half the people saying, "Oh, you're just being conspiracy."
Well, that's because that's their identity. No, there's no propaganda in movies.
Here's what I want to point out. The same companies that own all the mainstream media outlets are the same ones that own all the Hollywood studios. You got General Electric that owns not only NBC with Bob Costas pushing anti-gun.
Let's document Cam this. Go ahead. They can flip it. Just leave it right there.
Yeah, you got GE, who not only owns NBC, when we had Costas a couple of years ago on a Cowboys game, talk about we need to take away the guns. They also own Universal Pictures and MSNBC.
But this is admitted.
Yeah.
I know, but people are idiots.
People don't.
They spend billions. They meet with the Justice Department.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and then you got Time Warner that owns not only CNN, but also Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema. These people don't understand that.
Well, look at Disney.
Yeah.
Disney, last time I checked, gave like $20 million to gun control last year.
Yeah.
I mean, of course they're out to get us. I mean,
and of course they're going to push propaganda.
Like Disney TV show, because we have on our Apple TV, you can watch Disney. And every show is about how parents are stupid and bumbling, kids talk back constantly, and kids know everything.
Yep.
And sometimes I have to deal with that with this one, because
but he understands that that's brainwashing, destroy you.
Oh yeah. I watch shows like that all the time, and it does the exact same.
You understand
thing.
that's literal imperial brainwashing. Because see, the empire doesn't take you from your parents and make you a stormtrooper. They take you while they raise you at the house.
Yeah.
They take your mind.
Yeah, they put the control
panel in the house. So no one suspects anything. Yeah.
But you know that the Force can only be used on the weak-minded.
Yeah.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
Not there.
Move along.
No, I'm good. I'm going to stay right here.
No. Power! Unlimited power! New listeners are like, what is he talking about? I'm talking about Hillary's lullaby at night.
That's right.
Rob, I'm sorry, finish up, kid.
Yeah, another point I wanted to make was before the movie at the Draft House, they got this bar area. There's people sitting at the bar. This guy had a jacket on, and the back of it was all the 7 Star Wars films, 7, including this new one. The first 6 all came out in May. Then you had The Force Awakens. It came out this December.
Yeah.
That reveals all you need to know about the merchandising. Disney bought the movie, and then, we got to get all the toys out before Christmas.
Which shows, I predict it won't be as successful despite the biggest push ever, because it was smarter to put something out in summer, let it get popular, and then the kids want that.
And this ties into what Rob Dew was saying about how bad the plot was. It's like this movie was written by board members at Disney that were just saying, well, we got to hit this demographic, that demographic. We got to have the white, the young white children, buy this product. The African-American children buy that product. That's what the movie was designed around. That's why the plot
everybody has their token character.
Yeah.
And the Asians buy the Asian starfighters and stuff like that.
There was, There was the X-Wing had the most multicultural force.
There was a black, a white, Asian, everything.
Which, hey, I guess
I like how the head of the Trade Federation has like a Chinese accent.
And he gets promptly.
I think now get your reward.
They were supposed to be the Japanese at the time,
and of course, Anakin has to kill the younglings, which is like Planned Parenthood.
Yeah,
a lot of good messages there. Only then will you have the power.
Yeah. So, I mean, waste your money if you want, but I've almost written, that last night, I was like, I think I have to write Star Wars out of my life. I can't, no memorable quotes. We quote Star Wars everywhere around here. Nothing memorable in that movie. There was nothing memorable in there.
Chewie were home is like the
But see, that's what the globalists do. They kill culture.
They took it.
They want to get rid of humans. The globalists say we're trash, so everything has to be ugly. They admit in literature and art, that's their plan.
And because it's now written by a corporate board, you're going to get corporate messages.
Yeah.
Because the corporation has taken over. George Lucas wasn't really a corporation. He was a successful entrepreneur
and
who took his idea.
That's very interesting because this whole movie was basically a remake of the first Star Wars. I mean, you had the female lead character was just like Luke. The black guy was like Leia. You had Han Solo was like Obi-Wan Kenobi. You had the Death Star, literally the planet destroyer.
It was just a planet, yeah.
So it's like George Lucas was an individual making a movie. This movie was the same movie being made by a corporation.
Yeah.
That's why it was so bad. This is like individualism versus collectivism.
You ought to write that article. That's actually true. Yes, exactly. Episode 4 was individualism. It's classic. It's great. And then now this is literally corporate goo. They just eat all the ideas and then crap them out